viewers, you're welcome to another episode of the Now Show, the show where we take you on a journey to becoming a better you. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about fit for living. And joining me to talk about this is somebody who's been on this journey himself. And my friend, my brother, Mr. Francis ORBIH. Francis is the president of Badminton Federation of Nigeria and also the second vice chairman of the Nigerian Olympic Committee. So he's a sporty man.
Thank you very much.
Well, so we're talking to him because he's always been a very active person, sport-wise, and something happened, like things always happen along the way. And so Francis is going to take us on this journey. You're welcome to the Now Show again.
Thank you very much, Abosede.
So your journey to fit for living.
Yes, like you said, I've always been a very active sports person. I mean, I've always been playing badminton at the veteran level. And so, I mean, my lifestyle was such that a week will not go by without me playing at least 3 times, in a week. So I never thought that there could be a time when I could go off the game for up to a month, talk less of 2-3 months. And that happened when I became the president of the federation. I mean, my schedule became so tight, and so 1 month, 2 months, I will not even hold the racket.
Wow. So you can conveniently say big man, big trouble.
I was wondering, could this really happen? And in my active playing days, I mean, it wasn't just playing badminton because you needed to be fit. So I was also using the gym, especially when I had competitions to play. So I just went off totally. So by the time we got to the lockdown, I was in March, end of March, I was weighing 109 kg. Yeah, I put
109 from your usual
80 something, 90 something.
Wow.
So at that point, I knew that I needed to do something, and luckily the lockdown just created the avenue. I mean, you were told not to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So the first few days, very boring, nothing. I mean, you watch TV, sit down, and of course, that even would make it more challenging because you are not even able to go out or move around or do anything. So at that point, I just decided that it was time to go back to my, workout routine.
So sorry to cut you short, what I'm hearing from you is that a sedentary lifestyle is not the best. Because here you didn't play for 3-4 months, and before you knew it, you had gone from 80 something to 109 kilograms.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I decided to start my workout routine, and I started very gradually because, I mean, even back to my secondary school days, I used to do long distance. I used to run 10 up to 20 something kilometers. So I started gradually by walking. I mean, I used to run, but I didn't start running.
Okay.
So I think at the beginning, I started with about 4 kilometers, just walk. Gradually, I was increasing the number of kilometers, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I got to 16.
Wow.
I was just walking. And then gradually I started, I'll do some walk and I'll run a bit. Do some walk, run a bit. So by June, I mean, coupled with my diet regime, my weight came down to 95.
So 109 to 95. Amazing. Amazing.
So, I mean, that was quite, but I must tell you that it was quite a challenge. Because,
we shouldn't think it's just an easy ride.
No, not at all. I mean, I was having to start sleeping early because I needed my body to recover, to rest well.
So sleep is also part of it?
Very, very important.
Wow.
So exercise, diet, sleep. I mean, they must go together. So I did all that, and I mean, like I said at the beginning, it was quite a challenge because the weight was there, my knees, my joints, I was feeling it. But as the weight was going down, all that pain started to disappear.
Okay.
So I felt much better. And but by around June, I was feeling funny. I wasn't feeling very I mean, and you know, at that time, it was the peak of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just walk into any hospital. I remember at that time, for any hospital to attend to you, you must come with a test showing that you have tested negative. So eventually, I got treated for malaria. But along the line, you know, while I was going for some tests, my daughter, who is in the medical school, just kept telling me, "Oh, Daddy, do a chest X-ray, just check to make sure that everything was okay." So the first time I went, I came back. Did you do it? I said, "Oh, why didn't?" I said, "Okay, sorry, I will do it the next day." So I did that, and they said everything was clear, but they noticed something was wrong. You know, my heart was a bit enlarged.
Wow.
And so I had to run series of tests, ECG and everything. And at the end of the day, you know, I saw the cardiologist, and she told me that I was very lucky. That, but for my exercises, it could have been quite bad. So at that point, she made it clear to me that this had to become a lifestyle choice for me. I mean, I just had to do exercises, and since then I've not looked back. So from when I got better, from undergoing treatment for that situation, now I've come down to 90 kg.
Wow.
And which is where I want to be. So what I'm doing now is just maintaining that weight, and just making sure that I don't go back to Egypt. So basically,
I'm sure when you think of the fact that you had a near-death experience with, you know, your heart situation, definitely that will, you know, and I thought to myself, you know, because when I saw your pictures, I couldn't believe it. At first, I didn't believe that you got that big, you know, because I hadn't seen you for some time. Then, all of a sudden, I saw your now picture beside it, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. How on earth did you get this big? And we always ask ourselves this question when many of us actually just pump up without realizing that, you know, this is creeping up on you. And what this is about is that we shouldn't wait until we have a health care before we do something. We should actually be fit for us to live properly. So that's why we brought you, so that you could talk about your experience and let people know that, listen, fitness has to be part of your lifestyle, so that you don't have this kind of occurrences where you have, you know, this kind of news, you know, medically. Thank God for your daughter, because if your daughter didn't say, I mean,
we might not have
something else.
Yeah, we might not have picked it
up, you know, early enough. Early detection in anything is very important. I'm sure that's why they could deal with it so quickly. So what would be your advice to people?
I'm happy you're asking that question, because I hope you are also including yourself among those people. Because,
why do you think I'm laughing and saying people?
Yeah, because you have put on a bit of weight. From the last time we saw.
I know.
But you know what I share with people is that what this taught me very seriously was the fact that in life, generally in life, there's nothing that is impossible. If you set your mind to it and you are disciplined enough. Consistency is very key. If you set your mind to it and you are committed to it and you are disciplined, I will tell you that there were times, because I wake up at 5:30 to get ready, do my routines, and then prepare to go out for my walk. There are times I will get up. No, at the beginning, I was setting the alarm.
Okay.
After a while, my body
adjust.
So even before the alarm goes up, I'll wake up. I'm ready. No, there are times you wake up. Today I should just. I've been doing it. I've tried. Let me take today off. Those are the times when laziness begins to creep in, but those are the times also your willpower is tested. You know, how much are you ready to go?
Your willpower is tested. Wow.
But also you must understand your body. You know, there are times you shouldn't push beyond where
because I was going to ask that you know, sometimes it's not good for us to push beyond our boundaries.
Yes, it's not good, but
yes,
you must be able to draw a line and strike that balance to know when that boundary is to push, and then the time when laziness is creeping in to want to discourage you from maintaining that routine. So for me, set your mind to it. And what I advise people, not everybody can do 21 or 10 kilometers or even 5. Just choose what is okay for you. What is most important is for you to be consistent. Even if it's 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, you can decide 2 or 3 times or 4 times a week. Anything that your body can cope with, just do it consistently and religiously. And then, of course, very critical, you watch what you do. I mean, you know, before my experience, before I had to go to the hospital, I'd already started, you know, when I started working out, I knew that my diet was important. So I was watching what I was eating, the timing, the quantity, and the quality. Very key.
Timing,
quantity, and the quantity. Very important. So, but by the time I had that problem, of course, my cardiologist said, "Oh, good, you're already on the right track. But now we needed to adjust a bit the kind of things you can eat and the kind of things you should just, you know, take off totally that you don't need." So, and I just realized that the moment I started eating healthy, I felt better, I felt stronger. I mean, everything just, I will tell you something until I started it. We eat what we don't need, especially in terms of quantity.
We eat what we don't need.
So I had a challenge with my wife because she was used to always putting food on the plate, and when she so when I started this,
we think that's the way to satisfy the men. To make
so
sure
I kept saying, "No, please reduce the portion." And you say, "Eat what you want and leave the rest."
But the truth, you walk down, so eat.
No, but the truth is this: once it enters the plate and is brought before you, even when you are full, the tendency is for you to want to finish it. So you eat until you don't like need it.
Wasting food.
In fact, because she's the one that will say nothing must waste. So at the same time, you bring that quantity. So at a point, my daughter, you know, we're having a very good partnership. She knew what I wanted. So I started and said, "Okay, my daughter should go and dish the food." Sometimes I want to come to the kitchen. I want to see what you are dishing so that it doesn't, you know. So that discipline is very key. Don't eat what you don't need. Eat exactly what you require. So I did that, and I must tell you, I mean, the results are there.
Yes. You know, I found out that a lot of people seem to always have excuses, especially, you know, middle-aged, as we're getting older. They think that, you know, you need to slow down. But that really is when exercises and watching the things that go into your body and your sleep pattern, like you said, those are even the times that those things become more necessary.
Very, absolutely. Very necessary. So as you get older, I think, like I said, I used to run. But now I don't run that much. I was still running. I mean, during the lockdown, I ran a lot. There was a time I was running 21 kilometers straight.
Wow.
Yeah, non-stop. But now I don't do that anymore. So what I do, worst case, I'll walk, run a bit, walk, run a bit, walk. So do it. There are days I feel like I don't need to run. I'll just walk all the way. So that's what I mean when I say understand your body. So don't do what your body can't cope with. So basically, it's but as you get older, I mean, it's advice. Walking is very good, absolutely, especially as you are getting older. So your heart, you know, pumps and works. Yes, works very well.
And you know, this running, was it easier for you to run at this stage because you were running when you were much younger? Because I mean, for somebody who has never run, I mean, I never used to like sports when I was in school. Then I now start doing exercise, and you tell me to start running. I can't run. No.
You know, that's another thing. You know, some people want to start and you want to jump into it. Even me that used to run before, I realized that your body you need to condition your body to get used to. So I didn't run, I was walking. It was with time I got into the groove and I started running, walking, running. Then it got to a point
there's a gradual progression.
Yes, progression. My body was strong and fit enough. I just fired on. I mean, I could run all the way. But now I just realized that I need to slow it down. So I walk more and then I do some running. Some days I just feel like running. So because of the badminton I play, you need to be fit. So before the lockdown, everybody saw me a few times at the club, and they knew what my stomach looked like.
Wow.
So when I came in,
there's nothing
people,
there now.
they couldn't believe it. It was like, wait, what happened? And I kept sharing this story to let people know that everybody can do it. There was no rocket science, there was no magic. It was just that discipline. I mean, I just made up my mind, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. And when I started seeing the results, I wasn't stepping on the scale every day, but I'll just give it a while. And I go there, 2 kg has gone, 3 has gone. I say, oh, you mean 3 can go, then 5 can go.
And that spurs you on.
And I kept. So, I mean, I actually hit 87 kg.
Wow.
But I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there. so I will not disappear. I wanted to. So I'm just. So people are telling me, you should stop. Don't worry about. What I'm doing now. Like I said, I'm maintaining. Just keep that way, because for my height, I mean that weight 19, just between 90 and 92, not more than that. I just.
And the environment where we're in, people have this tendency when they've seen you're big, then all of a sudden you start losing weight. They think that maybe you have a problem or.
Okay, I went for a press conference. The Basketball Federation were signing an agreement with, I think, a sponsor.
Yeah.
And the president invited me, so I was on the high table with him and the minister.
Yeah.
I know you can just imagine some who will see you who won't have the confidence or who won't be bold enough to ask you. But I had one or two of the press guys who were my very close friends. Waiting happened.
Of course, waiting happened.
So I told them, I said, no, nothing happened. I'm okay. I'm working out.
That you have a problem.
Yes,
or
I have a problem.
That's why.
And you are sick or something. But for me, I mean, I've gotten you. That's not my problem, really, because since you know what it is, it doesn't bother you. I mean, people. For those who are bold enough to ask, I share with them so that I try to encourage people to let them know that they can do it.
Because I remember something profound you said to me, when I saw that had happened and I gave you a call. And you said, my sister, if you love your life, you will be on this path.
You will. You don't have a choice.
Wow.
It's a lifestyle choice. That's what it should be. I tell people, you make up your mind, you decide this is what I want to do and this is what I want to achieve. And you set a target and you go for it. That's just there's no other way to look at it.
But I need to ask you one funny question. As president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, and you were on the big side, did you have anybody throw it at you that how can you be president of badminton and you are this?
No, funny enough,
and you are this size.
I some people said I was carrying it well, but I will tell you something that a lot of people still didn't until you see those two pictures.
Yes.
There was a forum that it was put on, and people were arguing that it's not the same person. I mean, there was that argument. So, but because of also my height, so that weight wasn't there. But I personally knew that. That after this, I gave out a lot of my clothes. Then some I stopped using because they were too tight. Now they are well fitted. And then those I didn't want to give out, I had to take them to my tailors to go take them down. So a lot of people didn't really see that. And then in Nigeria, the mindset is not that necessarily that you are president means that you have to be. So you can be as big as anything. For a lot of people, it doesn't matter. But for me, I felt that you need to lead by example. So even at that point, I was still trying, I was still able to play. So now I share my workout with my players. And I keep telling them I'm going to challenge them. So some of them even have taken the challenge up and they are doing more than they used to do because they sat down and were like, if our president can do this, then why can't I as a player even do more? So that has also encouraged quite a number of them.
Yeah, so I mean, there's something about leading by example, definitely. Yeah. Wow. And I hope you're encouraging people to, this lifestyle of
you can't understand it. I can't explain it in words. It's better experience. I must tell you because I know the difference.
Yes.
And I know how I felt, how I was, and I know how I feel now and how I am. So, I mean, like I keep telling you, there's no going back to Egypt.
There's no going back to Egypt.
Never. No. I can never go back there. No. I've seen the two sides.
Yes.
I've seen the difference, and it's quite. And the funny one, let me just throw this. You know, I have a forum where my family members, my siblings.
Okay.
So our senior brother is also into this fitness thing.
Okay.
So anytime he walks out, he will put it up, maybe put up a picture and say, "Oh, my morning tea." So he was doing that, and that time I had not started. I wasn't doing anything. So when I started mine, I said no, I wasn't going to use tea. So and this has become very popular now. So I called it morning kunu. So every morning when I go out, I say my morning kunu has been done, and I mean everybody. So I started sharing that on another forum, and you know that one or two members there thought maybe there was something about the kunu, that maybe it was the kunu that was making. So they had to call me privately. Please, can you share this thing? I said no, I'm just using to describe the. You know, I mean, I found it very funny, and that shows you that a lot of people are interested. Everybody wants to be fit, but I mean, but at the same time, I must also say that a lot of people are always looking for the shortcut. If
kunu was the secret.
I'm sure the kunu they would have sold out in the market. Everybody will buy. But,
that's right. I know.
You know, like I said, no pain, no gain.
No gain.
You must be ready to make the sacrifice, the discipline, everything. I mean, that's what. And what is most fulfilling is when you begin to see the result.
When you see the result.
That for me was the ultimate.
You know, and of course, everybody likes results. You know,
absolutely.
Especially when it has to do with your health, because nobody wants a health scare. And if there's something you can do regularly, like you said, consistently to maintain a fit lifestyle, is better. I mean, who would not want to have a fit lifestyle, not to have any scare or anything like that? Wow.
For me, I think the challenge for me going forward is when that busy schedule comes back.
Okay.
Traveling again. I mean, it has started now, but I'm trying very hard to work around it, especially with my diet.
Yeah.
So when I travel now, the first thing I do, I go to a shop, buy fruits.
Yes, because I was going to ask that.
I will just buy enough fruits, keep them. Okay. So if you come to my room, you will think that I'm selling fruits because I know that 3 of my meals have to be fruits.
Okay,
so I must have those.
Map that out.
Yeah, out. So I call them. Then for fish, it's easy for me. I can go somewhere, buy it, or I can even just order for fish pepper soup. So once I'm able to achieve that for my diet, then every other thing is to just watch. So sometimes I go somewhere and they serve me the food, I will just cut it into half. I say, take away this one. I don't want it on my plate. You know. So the exercise part, because of security, it's not everywhere you can go out to work out. So I'm trying to get around that. So when I'm in Abuja, for example, I drive to secured places, park my car, and do what I have to do. It takes a lot of effort too. I mean, because when I'm back in Lagos, you just walk out of my house within my estate, it's secure and I can do it. But if you go out, you now have to go that extra length. So sometimes that will to want to go drive all the way to a particular location just because you want to
exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, so your advice to people who don't live in secured areas is drive out, look for somewhere that's secure and go to, so that you can express yourself and complete your exercises. Wow, amazing. Good,
and there are so many you can do indoors, really.
Okay.
Just that for me, I just have I prefer the fresh air, being outside.
Outside.
So, but of course, on a rainy day, I mean, you have to be indoors, you do it.
Okay. So what are some of the indoor exercises?
In fact, even with my workout, you know, anytime I go out to work, when I come back, I do a minimum of 300 sit-ups.
Wow.
Yeah.
300 sit-ups.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
So I had to buy a sit-up bench so that I would do it properly. You know. So during that lockdown, I just ordered for it and they brought it in, and you know, so many others. I mean, floor exercises that you can do, stretch. For people, you know, I found out that some things you look at being little. When, like I said, when you are consistently doing you know, they make a lot of difference to your body. Yeah.
Wow. They make a lot of difference to your body.
Skipping, you can skip on the spot. You know? That one is also difficult, but once you master it, I mean, you will enjoy it. I can tell you that.
Wow.
Yeah. Great.
I must thank you for this time that you have spent with us. because I'm sure somebody somewhere has been inspired to pick up tips to live better. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants a healthcare. We can't stress it enough and everything like that. And little steps become giant results.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much again, Mr. Francis Obi, for coming, for accepting our invitation, and for talking about yourself. And so there's something that we do on the Now Show, which we call the final word, so that if our viewers don't even remember everything that you have said, one liner, two liner that they're going to, remember, that they're going to pick up and remember and live by.
No pain, no gain. Impossible, nothing. Just set your mind to it.
Wow. Just set your mind to it. Until we come your way again on the Now Show, Abosede Oza Osho. Signing off with Mr. Francis Obi. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.